People, how we doing out there? First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. We're going to be doing a demonstration. We're going to convert this to a high performance projection screen using our new screen paint, which is a ILEG Infusion Light Energy Gain Ultimate Black Cinematic. Sorry about that. So let me get some weights a little bit on my stand over here so we don't have any complications. Chocolate's been put into the bin just for a minute because, again, you know, he has a habit of bumping things with his head, and I really don't want him knocking over my stand and stuff because he's feeling a lot of energy. Anyway, so pretty simple, pretty easy. It's not complicated. There's never going to be hard instructions. We don't use hard instructions and try to make things complicated. Just pretty simply, just roll it on, you're done, that's it. We're doing right now this surface for now. The big screens we have here, which are going to be recoated, but I need to have this at a stage 3. Convert this to a stage 3 is very easy because it's a smaller screen. Once it's done, stage 3, fully contested, we do the big screens behind us. Alright, so I have my kicks off because, again, anything may hit my kicks and I'm getting jacked up, but we should be good. And we're on the floor. This is all going to be replaced anyway, so it really doesn't make a difference. Alright, so let's start this process. So basic, simple. We have the product right here. All you have to do is just shake it up. That's basically about it. There's no really anything to it. And we're going to pour some of it right down here. The surface. Now this is a plexiglass surface. That may be way too much. This is a plexiglass surface and cardboard. We're going to paint over the whole thing. And it's made, this time we made this formula, we made it thinner. That way the bleed through process is much quicker and much faster. Let me bring you down here where I'm at, because I want to show you how fast this stuff bleeds to a surface. Extremely quick. It's just a one pass over, and that's it. That's all it takes. Now we have, so it's designed to go with paint sprayer if you choose to do it that way. Look how fast, watch this. That's it, that's all it takes. It bleeds through anything, and that's why we want it this way, because when we're doing certain screens that require a bleed through process, that's why we need it to be done this way. When you're doing floors, floors is something that someone's going to walk over 100 times over and over again. Your screen could run the risk of cracking, peeling, all that stuff could happen. If it's knitted and bleeds into the surface, you don't have to worry about that. Motorized projection screens, same scenario. Whoops, get that to go right. I don't want that going quick. I need to show this video off later on. And like I said, we don't do the instructions things because, again, it's very easy to do. There's no instructions, came in the box. That's why we put this video, which is going to be on the website, next to the product, showing you how easy it was for me to coat the surface in. This is just any excess paint we may have on it. See, that's right on plexiglass. Easy coat. Now we don't suggest you use a 3-inch or 4-inch roller. Go with the big boys, the 9 inches, but this is what I have here. But we don't have to worry about any streaking or none of that nonsense. We don't have that problem with this technology. Go over and get just a little bit more for this section over here. Let's put the phone back in the stand. Now this product already here, contracted already. I got people want to do their screens for their, we got a couple new buildings going up. And this is where this product is going to land at. It is going to be available for customers, so you know. But people who saw the paint down demonstration, how fast it was. Yeah, for a company to be to redo their screens for their churches or town halls or wherever you're going to have that, it's going to be a super easy process. And that's what they want. They don't want complicated instructions. I should have you guys over here, but I need you to see the whole thing. There we go. Bring you with me. Now you see those areas like that? This is it. So all I got to do, it bleeds into everything. See a little crevice and crack right there? Oopsie. Ain't worried about that. See? Bleeds right into everything. And that's what we want. Alright. So let me do my up and down. Smooth it out. And that's it. And we're done. Screen's finished. There we go. Put that back on there. I'm going to be doing a lot of demonstrations on this. A lot of paint down demonstrations. That corner too. Put my corners in there. So I'm just getting any of the extra paint, any areas you might have missed. Get rid of that and we're done, but the screen's already painted. We're finished. That's it. Any areas I've made a missed. That's why I like using the big rollers instead. That's why it pays to be limbo. Stretch. I don't know why I stretch, but I do a lot of stretching, which is very important, especially around my age. To be in shape. Especially know how to keep your legs nice and stretched. That's it. That's pretty much it. So we're going to do one area. We're painted in, but we're just going to do one area. That happens when you have the screens, that you put them together, especially on a cardboard surface. You might get a little white area you can see. Right along this edge, I can see a little white area in there. But we don't need a lot for that. We just need to bleed in there real nicely. Just a little bit. I don't want to clean up any extra paint. Put too much down. Bleed in that section. I'm going to have to fun with this screen. I'm going to be doing pretty soon our screens called Theater on the Go. We'll be doing those next. Showing those off. Make sure that blends nicely down. And again, just clean up any excess paint we got on here. That's pretty much it. It's already done. That's it. Whew. So, yeah. Done no time at all. Just gonna dry it up. I'm just gonna stick it over there and just put the air cleaner on it. I'm gonna put a nice white frame around it. Now, as we showed you in the demonstration, oh, please play nice with me. All right. I just showed you in the demonstration that the screen pulls a higher white level than the previous screen behind it. Now that's a stage 2. Once it hits stage 3, that's a whole different entity. That's it. We're done. Well, so I'm gonna dry with the air cleaner. That's what it looks like when I'm done. That's my screen I have here. That's what it looks like when we're done. That's why I said that when I watch people try to make their paints look different, and they'll give it try to give it a thin light coating. I've seen it. Like I said, I've been in the field for a very long time, and they put water in it. You could tell what is in the paint. It bubbles. It bubbles like crazy. because there's a separation, it's a fighting issue going on in there. And then when it dries with a kind of like weird kind of texture to it. See how ours dries smooth, nice and smooth. The reason why it dries with a texture is because remember, these bubbles are popping. So that's paint pushing up, separating, and popping. And when them bubbles pop, they dry with little craters all in the screen. Notice no craters. Gotta know what you're doing. Gotta know what you're doing. That's why when you're dealing with developing projection screens, you're dealing with a lot more than that. You're dealing with somebody else's personal equipment or their screen or whatever they built or project they put together. You're messing around with that. You mess that up for them, you know, they're going to be pretty ticked off. I took all day building a screen, frame, material, the whole 9 yards, and my first application to do a screen comes out looking horrible. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to ask you questions. Has it been tested? Do you have test demonstrations? And of course, you know, someone's got to pay for it. So, got to make sure your stuff works. Can't be seen on camera just messing around, making fake websites at the end of the day, because again, you hurt people's products like that. Hurt people's projects, not products, but projects. You know, they're giving you trust. At the end of it, when they make that purchase, they're giving you that trust that your product is going to work and it's going to do exactly what you said it's going to do. So this link right here is going to be in our marketplace. It's going to be right in the shopping cart. You pick it up. It'll be right there showing our customers how easy. And it's going to be a couple more in there. We're going to do something called a scrap screen. And we made that up. That's ours. Then we have people try to make claims for our stuff. A scrap screen is where we have wood, different forms of materials all into the screen. And we coat it. Show you how easy to apply. Alright, fans drying the screen. Let me get my projector over here. Got to open up my door because it does get hot in here. I would say this is one of the more interesting ones we were blessed to have. This one right here, because the Cine has that bleed through capability, it does everything. We don't have to make now the professional, which we were going to do before. That would have been a whole different separate screen paint. This one does everything. It does it all. So now we got a paint. It does everything we need to do. No, we will not be turning out lights in the... Well, we will be turning out lights here, but not to just show off the screen. Some people start off with the beginning of the demonstration in the dark and end it in dark. No, we don't do that. We specialize in ambient light projection technology, so we don't have those issues. All right, I need you to stay up here. Let's get a giant T. T! The first surface we coated, which was this one right here, and we have over here. Getting things moved around and adjusted. I don't like to be in a junky environment when I'm working. Right. So judging by how easy it was for me to convert the surface, painting the big screens, it's going to be a breeze. It's going to be an absolute breeze. I'll show it on camera. Okay, we'll be done with them. Now, one of the things too I like about this is the fact that usually when we would paint cardboard, it would buckle. It doesn't buckle at all. Cardboard has no buckling. Which now I got to make a cardboard screen because I'm curious how that goes. This is cardboard surface that we painted with it, and there's zero buckling. It's super flat. Look at that. So now it got me thinking, like, I got to build me a screen out of completely cardboard because it's super flat. One of the problems I had with cardboard would buckle. No, it's zero flat. It doesn't even buckle at all, period. Oh, you have no idea how cool that's going to be at the end of the day. You know, I can cut my cardboard pieces. You've ever seen these things before? I could basically build me a PC into the whole screen and set up on the wall. Because we don't have to worry about the cardboard buckling. I just noticed that when I was doing the screen, I was like, wait a minute, cardboard never even buckled. I was like, what the freak? Because that's usually what we do is we put the surface, the panels down first. Because if we paint over the surface first, it buckles and it throws the panels off. It shifts them. But this has absolutely, it doesn't even, mind you, look, check this out, check this out. This is a panel right there. That's a panel. That is no panel. Look how flat that is. That is freaking crazy. So that means that, yeah, you can literally make screens out of cardboard, which one of those one too. Out of cardboard. Just paint over top of it. Wash it, bleed into that sucker, and be done. Let me get a projector in here. This is going to be a really cool screen paint for our customers, people we're going to be doing business with, and you're going to see a ton of paint on applications done. I got other people coming in, they're going to be doing demonstrations for me. I got my buddies coming in, I think he's about 7 years old, so he's the kid can paint it. He's going to be doing demonstrations. The stuff we have here is low odor, low VOC, eco-friendly, all that good stuff. Why? Mr. Bird has to use these things right here. Yeah, from time to time, I have to use them once in a blue moon. But my lungs are very sensitive to a pungent smell. Any kind of chemicals would trigger me. And if anybody wants to challenge that, I have 6 doctors, and these are high doctors. Big boys, the ones that actually override other doctors, specialists. I can tell you, yeah, he was diagnosed with a very rare disease, and that kind of anything pungent would mess him up. So, you know, it's a I guess a curse and a blessing at the same time, because I'm very highly sensitive to certain smells that would give me problems. Wouldn't kill me, but it just makes things complicated for me. That's what it would do. So it wouldn't work. Now, I do advise, if you're using a paint sprayer, always wear a mask regardless, because remember, your product automatically becomes airborne. So you will breathe this in. But other than that, nope. All right, let's see where we're going with this. Let's grab this one from here and go through the tangle-ish of cables. All right. Make sure our light's in. Well, put an area in there for that. Yeah, really put an area in for that. All right, so drying up. Wet on one side. This side we're wet, other side we're dry right now. So this side's drying already. This side right here is still wet. We're using to dry it an air cleaner from halfway across the room. Yeah, it dries that fast. It doesn't take much. The drying time is rapid. I mean, really rapid. I'm gonna have me and my buddy are gonna sit there and paint a screen and literally sit there and watch paint dry. I mean, literally sit there. All you gotta do is work. So I gotta sit there and I gotta time it. See how much time it takes without the fan, because I'm curious myself. It's all for science. Science! Alright, gotta have some fun in there somewhere, people. Alright, let's get this thing clicking. Got some Kentucky Fried Chicken. Ugh, got some weird sayings going on. The person got some weird sayings, man. Clicking like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. But the cocoa is cooking. Cooking. The cocoa is cooking. Now when your screen starts to dry, it'll be darker because it's wet, and it gets brighter when it's dry. I had people paint the screen down. Don't even give it a chance to dry. Contact me, oh, it's coming up too dark. Can you let the screen dry first, please? You've seen me do this in dozens of demonstrations. Let it dry. Very simple. How the heck? Is this commercial not moving? Are we doing surveys now? This is where we're going to? Okay. Let's bail out of whatever this is. No. I want it. That's exactly what I wanted. What do you give me here? Nope. Stick them in all kinds of stuff. That's basically about it. Give me something? Why is it every time when I have to do these demonstrations, like literally everything, I'm going to put down the perfect black. Now where's the keyboard for this? Any commercial art in general. There we go. Whew. Yeah. That's that invisible screen. Broken and raining, so that's the place to go. I'm gonna listen to that song tonight. I like that song. Alright, that's going to dry right in front of you nicely. And the shine is from the wet paint. Because I've had people in demonstrations just eager to rush in and just say things you shouldn't be saying. Oh, it's hot spot. No, it's wet. That's what happens when you hit a screen of wet paint. It's shiny. This side's already dried already. This side I had to move the air cleaner on this side to dry this side too. So I'm gonna go behind my desk here. I'm gonna sit down and I'll crack my door a little bit so I can get some air in here. Because again, it gets hot in here. We're running this projector now. I gotta fight a little bit to get around this corner. Why is it always when you gotta stand, it's like everything and anything, no matter how light it is, basically just impacts the stand dramatically. Alright, let's see. Turn the lights off on the air cleaner though. These on. Go. A little air in here. Get my kicks back on. My kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I'll get my kicks. Oh man. So like I said, very easy process to do. Not hard at all. No crazy, insane instructions. Because again, I don't want to do crazy, insane instructions. And you notice that if you look at the plexiglass laying against the cardboard, blends right into the cardboard. So with some of that, I never could understand what they meant by having that even coat or waiting for it to level. I don't understand it at all, period. That doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Now, if the paint's really thick, like a really kind of like heavy cement, now I can see about waiting for that to level off. Because, you know, it's thick. It's a thick paint. But not something thin. You wouldn't have to worry about something like that at all, period. And as you can see with the thin coating we made here, one coat, done, finish. None of that other mumbo jumbo nonsense. No bubble effects. No going back over and over again. All that stuff, you know, it's just a headache. You know, I've learned to make paints in so many different textures. I can make them super ultra thin. I can make them ultra thick. I can make them anything. Because I've been doing this for years. And I can tell, if when you paint your screen down, I can tell literally what's in your stuff. I can literally see it. Because I've been in the business for years, and I've seen all types of stuff in form sites. And one of the things I can pick up on is water. Water gives off a signature like no other. It gets off all kinds of problems. I can also tell if you put something in there that's not marrying well with the paint, like any kind of oil. Because it also is a problem. When rollers are not spinning, that's the first sign that comes up to tell you that there's oil in the paint, when a roller won't spin. Now, if it's thin and that roller doesn't spin, then that tells you there's something in there that's causing the screen not to be able to marry well or connect well to the surface of the roller to be able to spin. If it's ultra thick, that's another reason why it shows you. If it's smearing around like peanut butter, then yeah, that's another thing that pops up too. You get it too thick, you get those multi-layers, which starts to give it more of a kind of like a stucco texture to it. That affects white levels. It gives a little gritty look to it, like you're like trying to watch a movie off sandpaper. So like I said, I know my stuff. I've been around for a long time. And this is why I'm glad I rolled my pants up. I already got my pants twice in 2 different areas, but my pants were rolled up, so I got the inside instead of the outside. Thank goodness. And it was light too. If it was heavy, it would have bled right through my pants. God is good. I like these pants too. These are my caramels. I like my caramels. Now, as you can see, we do this process all the time for our customers. It's called paint and dry demonstration, paint, dry, display. If you see this film speed up, if you see anything being edited in the process of the drying time, this is not a good sign. You have to see how the screen's going to react in drying. Because you're not going to be speeding it up when you're drying the screen, or you know. So why are they speeding it up? No, don't be careful about that kind of stuff. Because anything could happen in the drying process. Anything. Screens could come up blotchy, discoloration, all kinds of stuff could be happening. And if you notice, we did this in a fully lit environment. We're using the projector. I'll show you my settings in my machine over here. We're on a Chrissy LW400. It's a $50 projector. That's what it costs us at the end of the day. No calibration, factory settings in eco mode, and the lights we have over top of us is a 24,000 lumen setup. Man, it's bright. I can't find my yellow glasses. I think I lost them. Dagnammit. Well, good thing I know where I ordered them from. I can just get me another pair. They were actually designed for that. So then, gotta throw them my dark glasses when I'm in here working. Call these my Ray Charles. Yeah, that'll work. I like the yellow ones better. This will work. I'm in here working. We usually don't have all these lights on. These lights give off heat on top of that too. They give off a lot of heat. I'm about to play a musical instrument with those things on. Alright, let's have some fun. Let's dance around for a little bit. Of course we get a commercial in there. Why not? Why not have a commercial in there? Why not? And let's get another one in there. Hey, can we go for a third one? I'm looking forward to a third one. There we go. Boom. So 720p projector, $50. That's what it costs my customer to do that setup. And it's fully lit environment. They don't have to spend anything for their projector. That's the whole purpose of it. When you got people that are saying, well, hey, we'll save you some money. Technically, you're not saving any money. You got to spend money for a very expensive machine to fix that screen that won't work. Your contrast levels won't be there. You'll be spending money. Your colors won't be there. You'll be spending money. And you'll be calibrating that mess while you spent the money. It's just going to be a headache all the way around. Our technology, which we're selling this one for, this is going to be 32 ounces. It's a full kit. It does come with a 10 by 20 black soft surface. And if you don't know what you want to paint it on, you already have the surfaces already there for you to paint on. We're going to be doing a side-by-side with the surface next to the screen, so you don't think that the screen will do the same thing as the surface and so forth. Also, too, it comes with LED lights. I love LED lights. Everybody loves LED lights. Who does not like LED lights? But anyway, yeah, you got LED lights. If you don't want to use them on your screen, they're chasers at the end of the day. They have this whole system where they chase and follow each other. They're freaking sick, and they look like these, with the lights behind the back of the screen, like those rope lights. So, put them on your PC, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. They're yours, they're free. Shipping's free of it, of course, because we ship for free. Unfortunately, we can't ship this overseas because I told you about what happened. Although you have to put updates on the rest of my sites. Sorry about that, but what can we do? What else in the day? Oh, so it's 32 ounces, around $362. It paints the screen size up to 150 inches. And yes, this can dominate a $7,000 screen. Again, I got to be informed sites for all that stuff. Anytime we bring in anything new, the first thing to ask is the only thing you can take out a certified screen. Oh, just watch us. Ultra short throw compatible, fully weatherproof. It also too has the ability, like I said, bleed capabilities. You saw it just bled into the surface just like that with no problem whatsoever. With one passing, it just bleeds right into it, which means those mats that I have sitting on the floor, those exercise mats, we'll do one of them, basically bleeds right into that. And you can turn your floor into whatever you want, koi fish, whatever. I got some ideas I've talked about over at City Hall about using these particular surfaces that we can use them for people at Good Shepherd for a rehabilitation screen to help people be able to exercise their legs or put them on the wall and stuff like that, because it has interactive technology that will actually interact with that product right there on the floor. So there's other things we can use it for to help other people out. And as for your inflatable projection screens, yeah, it'll bleed right through that with no problem. Motorized projection screens, yeah, vinyl, all that stuff, it just goes right through it. So, easy to do. If you choose to spray it on, you can spray it on. It's up to you. Yeah, so it does everything. I'm going to be throwing up an ultra short though tomorrow. Sorry if I got in kind of late afterwards. Had some buildings I was looking at. I am looking at a showroom to show off the technology. I want people to come in and see this thing and all the other technology we're working on. Still can't get around flat. That cardboard came up now. We should have sound on this, shouldn't we? It's so boring. Like there's no sound at all. Period. Like, where's the sound, Ken? We're supposed to have lights on for this thing. Unplug the cords. Man, I think I'm going to build my own tabletop fan system with those 4,000 RPMs. Gee whiz, I just walked over by that PC. And the one that's sitting up on the top blows cool air out the bottom. Man, these things are cool. Definitely worth the money. So we're only going to have this in 32 ounces only. That's it. So we're making 32 ounces. And like I said, screen size is 150. That's what we're going to be doing them in. As in the other screen paint we have, I told you someone's actually involved in taking over that product. They're going to be using to convert white screens into black technology. So they'll be taking over that part right there.
Savings on the table during Walmart Plus week, okay? Where? On the table. What table? This table. See, look, you could save 50 cents per gallon at Exxon and Mobil stations. Oh, yeah. 50 cents off. Don't touch it. You really that?
This is how I remove my skin. I've been using the long-term energy CRX triple stand.
You could save. Did you catch that? You could save. Now you are going to save. You could save. Funny when you advertise, you listen to like everything. You can hear it. You just listen to it, everything people say. It's just weird. I just literally heard you could say there's a word that I don't want to hear. Like saying it could be meat. I don't think so. So what loops do I have to jump through to save 50 cents on the gallon if I could save? Nah, just something that's popped in my head, that's all. I'll always stick it out in another field somewhere sometimes. Yeah, that's basically about it. Like I said, very easy to do. A little complicated instructions. Let me get my air cleaner on this side because I'm done with this over here. And that's the only reason why, like when I did cardboard desks, that I couldn't paint them, because they would buckle a little bit. Man, with that, good gracious, man. Especially if I do the structure out of that, and I get that heavy constructed cardboard, the top, man. I don't have to worry about the paper bubbling or anything. I gotta do some experimenting with this stuff now. Contrast levels in there. Oh, microphones are always in another section. I'm not there. I gotta get me another set of microphones. I know I gotta come out here. I'm getting there. I'm getting there to get another microphone. If I can remember, it's just the smaller stuff I literally forget because I'm always working on something else. And I still have to finish the frame on this one to put the light system in for the invisible screen, which I'm going to be working on next when I get down and out of here. What do we have? I'm doing pretty good for time, literally. Usually it takes us a bit, but no, we're way under an hour right now. So yeah, that paint down process was extremely fast. Really happy about it. I'm going to time that now. I'm going to time how long it takes us to paint in like a 100-inch screen. I got to time it. 4K no screensavers. Pumpity pum pum pumpity pum pum. Look at Frosty go. Pumpity pum pum pumpity pum pum. Oh, look at Frosty go. There we go. Nice and bright. Without those beautiful bright levels, we can't read colors. Virtually impossible. It won't pick up. This is how fast you can convert just about anything into a high-performance screen. Oh, now I'm going to be going to town. Now I'm going to Home Depot, or we're going to go shopping. We got to pick up. We just painted over plexiglass. That's 2 sheets of plexiglass next to cardboard. And we were able to blend in. So now I'm thinking, like, what else can we do? What else are we blending at the end of the day? I'm gonna go pick me up a sheet of drywall. Definitely gotta pick me up some of that sheet of drywall. See how fast it takes us to bleed through that thing. Now, my personal opinion when it comes down to certified screens, high-grade screens, we've done this before on screen levels since 95. We'll do it again. I have no problem with that. I got one on the table right now. We have a hybrid advantage point, reason the fact, because we pick up better color, and number one, we pick up an Infinity 1 contrast level. We pick up true black. Those screens can't register true black. That's why the gunmetal screen is considered to be better than white and gray screens, because it's a darker screen. The contrast capabilities on a projector are going to work better with that. But our screen is physically black, which makes it complicated for the certified screen because they can't read the 100% level. And that's the whole purpose of the gunmetal screen. The whole purpose of a gunmetal screen is to have a very high gain so you can absorb more light, and the fact that it picks up a much heavier black level, or actually not black level, it would be darker gray, but also works better with your projectors with higher contrast. When you reach your technology, the contrast you have on your projector is completely useless because the screen already has it. So this is why customers, instead of them going out and spending the money for an expensive projector to get better contrast, they don't need it. They just go buy one of these cheap projectors and they'll achieve a contrast level much higher than a high-grade projector on a gray screen any day of the week. And they'll do it in a fully lit environment. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you change the game. You don't follow the masses. You go in the other direction. Like I said, you build a better mousetrap, the world is yours. You ever heard that term before? It's a real thing. When you figure out something that no one else has figured out, you can change all kinds of things. Right there, you just watch me paint that in. That's God's blessing right there. That's a stage 2. Keep in mind, it's not done yet. Still, the other stage has to add to it. So it's only a stage 2. We showed off the stage 1, which you can't show paint those in. Stage 1s are just no point in painting those things in. Stage 2 we can paint in, and then we have a stage 3 and it's finished. I can't wait to get this on my wall right now. I'm going to coat this whole section over here. I think I'm going to do a multi-projector display on here. I want to do portrait mode. That means I got to change my stand now. I got to rebuild my stand to hold couple projectors because I want to do portrait and I want to do 235.1. 235.1 and portrait. Ooh, that'd be nice. Those are the two rarest screens. Not rare screen, but you don't see them every day on somebody's setup. It's a 235.1 and portrait at the same time. I did have it set up in one of my places. I had it set up. So you can see white levels are coming up real nice, as they should. That's the way you want it. You want those white levels to be beautiful. Let's go over here and let's get some of that, some lovely colors. Let's see. Vivid colors, 4K. Some nice vivid colors. Want to get some colors on here? Get some boring scenery of just scenery, because they usually do that most of the time. We're gonna get vivid colors and like 9 hours of grass. What are we getting on this? Getting some beautiful colors. Yeah, I thought so. Come on, man, give us. What do we got here with this? I'll take the scenery. It's beautiful. I mean, we could do scenery. It's easy. It's just I want some real vivid, bright, color, crazy colors. That's interesting. That is really, really interesting. I'm pretty sure everybody, hopefully everybody, on that particular area knows how to swim. Because I couldn't imagine if you didn't know how to swim and you were living there, you would have to know how to swim. But still, that is freaking amazing. Gee whiz, I tell you, some beautiful places in the world. I would definitely get something like that. Set up a nice resort on there. Something small, nothing crazy. People get a chance to experience that side of life. There we go. There's some beautiful colors right there. Show you how incredible the colors are. And again, zero calibrating. You will never, ever calibrate a projector. We never have. I've never calibrated a projector in damn my life. Never will ever. Well, that's not the one thing I want to look at. There we go. Change that. I do not like snakes. Sorry, people. I'm not a big fan of snakes. But anyway.
This is real HDR, structurally designed for QO.
We just got here. What do we got? All right, there we go. So the fact that basically painting it is super easy, this is fantastic for people who got businesses. You want to convert your screens, you can convert them over in minutes. Drying time is rapidly fast, as you can see. It took me no time to paint that surface in. And using a 4-inch roller, 0 streak marks, which we advise you don't use it anyway, use a 9-inch, but yeah, 0 streak marks. That's one of the things people have when you have a thin formula, streak marks. We don't have that issue, because we know what we're doing. We've been doing this for years. This makes it easy to feed to a paint sprayer. And as you can see, the picture image at 720p looks absolutely incredible. Those of you who have high-end projectors, get what you paid for. Stop being stuck in these dark environments. Stop calibrating machines. Stop worrying about whether your contrast over. So we're going to get out of all that nonsense. Look what my customers go through. You know how easy it is for my customers to buy a projector? I'm sitting there spending 9 and 10 hours trying to figure out if I have high enough contrast, I've got enough colors. I got to go through that crap at the end of the day. That projector came out and was discontinued in 2011. I'm not even using an HDMI port. I'm using a VGA to HDMI port. So, that's what I tell you at the end of the day. You don't have to go through that headache. See how beautiful those colors pop? Let's go take a dance around the screen. Now the stand just wants to fight with me now. See right there? That's using HDMI to VGA. My HDMI is over there. I don't need to use it. This is my projector. There's a Christie LW400. Look it up. Let me see where we at with this. I want my menu to pop up here. Alright, I want you to check out my menu. This is my menu, my projector. As you can see, that brightness all in 0, and we're in whisper mode, which means my projector is in eco mode right now. Eco mode on these projectors, the Christies, are 2,500 lumens. That's all. So you can hit my menu. 2,500 lumens. So 2,500 lumens, and around roughly around the lighting we have in here is 24,000 lumens. Each rod of these lights we have in here are around 3,000 a pop, and it's 4 of them that sit in each one of these pods. That's 24,000. When I first looked it up, I was like, we can't be underneath that much light, but that would explain a lot, like the heat coming off of them, because I feel heat sometimes coming off of them, the headaches and stuff, because I had to get used to them. Like the first time I walked in front of a 3,000 lumen projector, yeah, it knocked me off my feet, and now I'm kind of used to walking in front of them because, you know, I walk in front of them all the time. Let's have a look at the angle gain on this. Kabam. Now remember I told you about the angle gain, that you want to see that white image pull all the way up, all the way through? That's what you want to see. See how sharp that pulls up all the way down? Bring it all the way up. That's what you want to see. So when we walk over top of it, see how it's nice and bright? All the way across. You want to see it. No dark spots coming up. When you watch a screen and you go turn to the side and they turn dark, you don't want that. Trust me. See how we come all the way over? So you can still see that nice bright light pushing through. All the way down. All the way up. You got to know how to make product. I talk to both people. I talk to customers what they should be seeing, and I talk to people at the end of the day, when you're making these products, this is what they should be seeing. What did we do the first time we showed off this product? We showed off white levels, we showed off black versus black demonstrations, we showed all that off from the door, right? Lights on, lights off, the whole 9 yards, right? That's what you're supposed to show off from the door. And you must be in fully lit environments when you do this demonstration. Customer needs to see where the contrast is going to lay, the color is going to lay, and the worst lighting condition ever. Because you know why? Because that touch, at the end of the day, that any environment you walk in with your product, you're going to be able to operate with no problem without being scared or making up excuses that this has to be done and that's to be done to fix the issue. That issue should have been fixed a long time ago before when you first painted that surface on, when you first tested, when you first made it, those issues should have been fixed. Not explained in a boardroom with a bunch of people or explain it to somebody who just installed the screen because they don't want to hear it. They're taking time out of their schedule to meet with you to get this job done. Time is money. You all know that. So you have to know that your product is going to work. Another thing too, when you're doing business, can't suggest them to buy expensive projectors. People want to hear, I got to pay more money on top of paying more money. Nobody likes to hear that crap at the end of the day. Especially people are going down to get their cars fixed. You hear one thing and they tell you something else. Well, it's going to cost you. Like, well, how much is that going to be? Well, like, that's not the bad part. You got to buy this part first. There you go. Automatically, like, what the freak? So there you go. Man, we keep this thing under a minute. That's already a minute. My bad. Oh. I did not need to see that. I have a candy. I love candy. Under an hour. We did it under an hour. So we got some nice, beautiful colors in there. We got the white levels in there. We're going to have some fun with this screen. There's some Picos up there. We got one screen already built over here. This is my portable, my smaller one I'm using right now on top of my desk. Pretty soon we're going to have the whole wall done over here and show it on display. Now my screen here does, let me see. I'm going to have to look at this again. I might have to shorten my tiles for that. But yeah, we have to keep it at 150. So okay, so kit comes with a 10 by 20 blackout cloth surface, which we will be laying that surface right next to the screen to show you that there's a difference between that. I'll do it like I did in the last one. I just ripped it, and then basically you can see the difference that without our technology applied to that surface just looks dark and dirty. We're also going to add in some super cool LED lights with that. You want to use them for your PC, whatever. By the way, they are fully weatherproof, because I like weatherproof lights. And it comes with 32 ounces of this amazing product, which is the ILEG, and this is our Ultimate Black Cinematic screen paints. And as you saw in the paint down demonstration, easy. So this link, this same video you just saw right now, will show up in the shopping cart, so you can check it out. And for anyone coming in to buy the product, and we got people already on YouTube, on Facebook, asking us when it's coming out. Thank you so much for your purchase ahead of time, and I hope you enjoy the product. As I said before, we strive to make products that affordable. Now, for people saying, oh, but the price, the screen takes out $7,000 screens. It does things that screen paint doesn't even done. It doesn't even do. If any one of these companies were to try to sell this product, I guarantee you it'd be in the thousands, very easy. Their screen paints don't have projector mapping applications. They don't operate in the fully lit environments that we function in, and they do not knock out $7,000, $8,000 projection screens. Then, if alone, most of the high-grade certified screens are not even ultra-short compatible. You have to buy a special screen just for that, and that thing does everything. You can even operate at 50 or 300 lumen Pico projectors sitting right on top of your desk. Oh, and we got to install a Halo system on this thing. Yeah, got to put a Halo system in there. But anyway, yeah, we want something that does everything. Now, if you're doing dedicated theater room setup, keep in mind, ceilings. You can actually coat your ceiling with this technology. If you've seen it in the demonstrations we do in ceiling applications, we know exactly what we're talking about. We've done tons of ceiling applications. So you can turn your ceiling in your dedicated theater room into an infinity ceiling, fire stick, cheap ultra short throw projector, and you can turn your ceiling into anything you want. Tropical fish, liquid screen, asteroid field, alien star field fight, whatever you want. You just put it up there if you want. And on top of that, you can coat your screen. And the beautiful thing about the technology, as you can see, as we're in a fully lit environment, you can operate your dedicated theater room with all the lights on, without worrying about turning the lights on because your screen will wash out. What's our slogan we say? Say goodbye to the dark. We have options. Our customers have options. They're not stuck in the dark with high-powered machines. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. 720p WXGA projector, $50. I just stop it right there. That is absolutely stunning. And again, like I said, no expensive projectors required. So I'm going to take some pictures of this. Get it ready for pictures on the, we got to be showing up in different showrooms. I got to be in a bunch of places right now on different sites to show this off, especially Vivitech. They're asking us, when do we have anything new? We do got something new, something insane. I can't wait to show it to them. So yeah, yeah, can't wait. When I told you when we were making the screen paint, we had it on the table at stage 1. I told you it was going to be absolutely incredible. This is what I tell you, when we get these blessings from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I see this already. I see this before the paint's ever made. I see the vision in my head. The Lord's showing me this is what your blessing's going to look like. So when I sat there and said, you have no idea how beautiful, how amazing this product was going to look, I was not joking. It's all spiritually from my Lord. Mine is stage 2. This is like groundbreaking for our customers, because our lower customers to support our company, they're going to have this technology. This summer, they're going to be outside, and their screens are going to look like that. That's what I say. If you're tired of getting ripped off, you're tired of not getting what you want out of your projector, you're tired of going to different form sites, and I'm telling you got to do this and do that, going through the whole rat race, cheese and maize nonsense at the end of the day, you come to us. And you get that kind of performance. Not only that, you get a guarantee, because all our technology is batch number guarantee. If you don't know what these things are, all product before we ship it to customers is tested. As you're seeing right here, this is not available. You can't buy this. It has to be tested before you can even touch it. After that, it has a batch number verification, which will have a little number on the back of your container, and in that number matches the video that shows that your product was tested before it was shipped to you. Batch number verification. Still, we have something called a ship back policy, where you can ship the item back to us, and we'll test on the YouTube live stream for everybody to see. We can back our products up 100% when everybody else can't. So that being said, when I actually gave that information out to PayPal, PayPal loved it. They said, man, that's an incredible guarantee for our customers. And I can't express this enough. If you're a merchant, batch number is the best way to go, and I'll tell you why. Number one, it's a guarantee to your customers that the product is going to work 100%, but it also protects you against anybody who may try to commit any kind of faulty crime against your company, that you can back it up showing that the product was properly tested before it was shipped to the customer. Keep in mind, you can't do batch numbers if you haven't done testing against the actual product itself before it was sold. It doesn't work well, trust me, don't do that. People have done that and failed. All right, people, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you for your time for coming out. We did this under an hour. I can't believe how fast we painted that screen. I'm so happy on the process, how fast this thing painted and dried in. And the bleed through process was freaking amazing. You have no idea how fun it is to paint these things in. It is just so freaking easy. I'm going to be turning a lot of stuff into screens in the next couple of days. Like a lot of stuff. I'm just curious now what we can do with it. All right, hope you enjoy. And once we're done all the testing, we've already built the website. I got to go into the showroom. We got a showroom set up for it to get more information on it, and we're going to be pushing up videos through there. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time. I have to go, and God bless.